Let me guess. You've got no shortage of problems or ideas. Onboarding takes too long. We keep messing up invoices. Projects always run late. We're constantly redoing work. You talk about them in meetings. You complain about them in the hallway. You even jot a few notes in a notebook. But 6 months later, the same issues are still there. It's not because you're lazy. It's because you don't have a simple written plan that takes you from this sucks to we fixed it and it stayed fixed. In this video, I'm going to give you a 2-page continuous improvement plan you can literally steal. You can use it to fix any broken process in about 6 weeks without launching a giant initiative or drowning in documentation. We'll walk through the sections, I'll give you a real example, and by the end you'll know exactly how to sit down with your team for 60 to 90 minutes and walk out with a plan you can actually execute. Why most improvement efforts fizzle. First, let's talk about why we should fix this rarely turns into real change. Most improvement attempts die for a few simple reasons. The problem is fuzzy. Our onboarding is bad is not specific enough to fix. There's no clear owner. Everyone kind of cares, but nobody is actually responsible. There's no time frame. It's on the list, but not on the calendar. There's no metric. So even if things change, you can't tell if it actually improved. A 2-page plan solves this by forcing you to answer, what exactly is broken? How bad is it now? What does better look like in 6 weeks? What do we think is causing it? What are we going to try? Who's doing what and by when? How will we know if it worked? Once those are on paper, your odds of actually fixing something go way up. The 2-page CI plan. Let me give you the structure, then we'll fill it in. Think of it as 2 sides. Page 1, the thinking page, project name, scope, and owner, problem statement, current state, or baseline goal for the next 6 weeks. Root cause analysis, simple notes, not a novel. Page 2, the action plus learning page, action plan, who, what, when, success metrics, review, learn, standardize. That's it. 2 pages, 8 sections. You can print it, scribble on it, take a picture, and throw it in your notes app. The format doesn't matter. What matters is that every improvement effort runs through this skeleton. Page 1, section 1, project name, scope, owner. Let's start filling it in. 1, project name, give it a clear, practical name, not operational excellence initiative. More like fix client onboarding, lead time, clean up invoicing delays, reduce project rework. If you say the name in a meeting and people know immediately what you mean, it's good. 2, scope. This is where you avoid trying to fix the whole company at once. Answer in 1 or 2 sentences. What's included? What's out of bounds? Example, included from signed agreement to kickoff meeting. Excluded, anything before the client signs. That keeps you focused. 3, owner write 1 name. Not a department, not the team. Who is accountable for hurting this thing forward? Owning the project doesn't mean they do all the work. It means they keep the plan up to date, push for actions to move, report back in your huddles. Without an owner, this plan will sit in a folder. Page 1, section 2, problem statement. Next is the problem statement. This is where you get specific. Bad problem statements look like onboarding sucks. Communication is terrible. The team isn't consistent. You can't fix those. A good problem statement sounds like, over the last 3 months, the average time from signed contract to kickoff is 12 days, and 40% of projects start later than we promised, which causes client frustration and pushes back revenue. Notice a few things. It mentions where in the process the problem is. It mentions how big the problem is. It mentions why it matters. Take 5 to 10 minutes with your team to agree on 1 clear sentence. That sentence becomes your North Star. If a solution idea doesn't help that statement, it doesn't belong in this plan. Page 1, section 3, current state or baseline. Now, we write down the current state. You don't need perfect data. You need an honest snapshot. Ask, what is actually happening right now? What are the key numbers? For our onboarding example, you might write average time from signed contract to kickoff, 12.3 days, last 3 months. Only 45% of projects start by the date we told the client. We had 9 onboarding related complaints in the last quarter. You can also sketch a quick mini process map. Sign internal handoff, kickoff scheduled prep done, kickoff held highlight where things usually slow down. The point of this section is simple. Capture the before picture, so in 6 weeks you can tell if anything actually changed. Page 1, Section 4, 6-week goal. Now we decide what better looks like in the next 6 weeks. Not perfection, a meaningful step. Write a short goal that passes the from X to Y by when test. In our example, reduce average time from signed contract to kickoff from 12 days to 7 days or less within the next 6 weeks. You could add increase the percentage of projects starting on time from 45% to 75%. Make sure it connects clearly to the problem statement. It feels challenging but possible. Everyone in the room nods and says, yeah, that'd be a real win. This gives your project a finish line. You're not working on onboarding forever. You're trying to hit specific targets in 6 weeks. Page 1, Section 5, Root Cause Analysis. Next, we take a swing at why this is happening. This doesn't need to be fancy. A quick 5 whys or cause brainstorm is enough. Ask the people who touch the process. When onboarding runs long, what's usually going on? You might hear sales doesn't hand off client info quickly. We go back and forth with clients to find a kickoff time. There's no standard checklist, so we realize we're missing info at the last minute. No one owns scheduling, so it gets pushed aside for urgent work. Capture 3 to 7 real causes, not complaints about personalities. Write them as process issues, not character flaws. Bad, people are lazy, clients are annoying. Better, we rely on back and forth email instead of offering clear slots or a link. No standard for what must be ready before kickoff. This section is your best guess at what you need to address. You'll confirm or correct it with your actions. Page 2, Section 6, Action Plan, Who, What, and When. Flip to page 2. This is where we turn thinking into action. Make a simple table. Action, owner, due date, status. Based on your root cause notes, list 3 to 7 actions for the next 6 weeks. For example, draft a standard welcome scheduling email template. Owner, Alex due, March 5. Set up a scheduling link with pre-blocked kickoff slots. Owner, Sam due, March 7. Create a sales to delivery handoff checklist. Owner, Taylor due, March 10. Pilot the new onboarding flow with all new clients for 4 weeks. Owner, Alex. Start March 11th, end April 8th. Don't list 20 actions, list the few that actually move the needle. This table is the part you'll keep coming back to in your weekly huddles. What's done? What's stuck? What's next? Page 2, Section 7, Success Metrics. Even though we already wrote the 6-week goal, it helps to spell out success metrics clearly. Write down primary metrics, supporting metrics. For our example, primary, average days from signed contract to kickoff, percent of projects starting on or before promised date. Supporting, number of onboarding related complaints, maybe internal stress signals, e.g. last minute scramble count. Add baseline and target next to each. Average days, 12 days, target 7. On-time rate, 45%, target 75%. Now everyone knows what good looks like. When you check in midway, you're not debating feelings, you're looking at numbers. Page 2, Section 8, Review, Learn, Standardize. The last section is the one most people skip. Review, Learn, Standardize. This is where you capture what happened after the 6 weeks. You answer a few questions. What did we actually do? Which actions did we complete? Did we change anything on the fly? What happened to the metrics? New average lead time, new on-time percentage, any changes in complaints? What did we learn? What worked better than expected? What didn't help at all? What surprised us? What will we standardize? Which new practices become the new official way? Which checklists, scripts, or SOPs do we update? What's next? Do we run another 6-week cycle on this process or move to a different problem? You can fill this section in during a 30 to 60-minute review meeting at the end of the 6 weeks. The point is to close the loop lock in the wins and avoid repeating the same experiment later because nobody remembers you already tried it. A full example in 60 seconds. Quick recap. Let me run through our onboarding example in one quick pass so you can see the flow. Project name, Fix client onboarding lead time scope from signed contract to kickoff meeting in our main service line. Owner, Alex problem statement. Over the last 3 months, average time from signed contract to kickoff is 12 days, and only 45% of projects start by the promise date, causing client frustration and delaying revenue. Current state or baseline, 12.3 days average, 45% on time, 9 complaints last quarter. 6-week goal, reduce average time to 7 days or less, and raise on-time starts to 75% within 6 weeks. Root cause notes. No standard handoff from sales. Scheduling done by back and forth email with no clear time options. No single owner of scheduling. Missing info discovered late, causing reschedules. Action plan, draft welcome, and scheduling email. Set up scheduling link with pre-block slots. Create handoff checklist from sales to delivery. Assign project coordinator as scheduling owner. Pilot with all new clients for 4 weeks. Success metrics, average days to kick off 12 to 7. On-time starts 45% to 75%. Complaints 9 per quarter, T fewer than 4. Review learn standardize, filled in after 6 weeks. We hit 8 days average and 70% on time. Complaints dropped. Clients like picking from clear time slots. We keep the new email, the link, and the handoff checklist as standard. Next cycle, we'll focus on prepping internal work sooner. 2 pages, 1 meeting to create it, a few short check-ins, and a review at the end. That's what fixing a process in 6 weeks actually looks like. How to use this without overwhelm. Important note, don't try to run 10 of these plans at once. You'll drown. Instead, maintain a backlog of things you want to improve. Pick 1 main CI plan per 6-week cycle, maybe 2 if you're bigger. Run them to completion, then choose the next one based on impact. You'll be tempted to start a plan for everything that annoys you. Resist. Knocking out 1 meaningful process improvement every 6 weeks is far more powerful than half starting 12. What to do next? Here's your homework if you actually want to use this. Pick 1 process that really hurts right now. Onboarding, invoicing, delivery ticket handling, whatever is causing headaches or slowing cash. Block 60 to 90 minutes this week with the people who touch that process. Walk through the 2-page structure, name, scope, owner, problem statement, current state to baseline 6-week goal. Root cause notes, action plan, success metrics. Put the dates on the calendar, when actions are due, when you'll check in, when you'll review at the end, then commit for the next 6 weeks. We will give this plan just enough attention to see it through. If you do that a few times a year, your business will not stay the same. You'll be systematically knocking down problems instead of just complaining about them. You don't need a giant transformation program. You need a simple, repeatable way to fix 1 process at a time and keep those gains. That's what this 2-page continuous improvement plan gives you. If you want a fill-in-the-blank version of this layout, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment that says 2-page plan plus what process you want to fix first. I'll keep making videos and tools that help you turn continuous improvement from a nice idea into a simple system you and your team can actually run.